I'm like, hey, I'm about to jump rope. We all agree on 63 degrees in here.
Oh,
Right
that's
at
the
the public gym.
Okay, that's the problem. Yeah, I would go in there and it would be it would be like 70 and 7, which is pretty good. But come on, I want it to be freezing in here. It's 62 degrees in my house right now. Like I like it cold.
Why would you do that?
You'd like
Because electricity is almost free in Atlanta. Apparently, I every month I get the power bill and I'm like, what? Can we do like 3 or 4 of these at a time or something? Like it's so little. It'll be dozens of dollars.
You've gotten like free water. You've Mr. Magoo'd your way into like free utilities in different ways. And in your head, you're like, it's just free. It comes out of the wall. Like, it's just, meanwhile, your neighbor's like losing hair. Like, oh my God.
$800. Turn that computer off, Johnny.
Sarah, turn that. Do I hear a microwave ding? I better not hear it.
Put that water in the sunlight outside. Let it get warm.
Household now.
Yeah,
meanwhile, you're over there, like not even using your in-home sauna. It's just on.
I want to be ready.
Just some red hot rocks.
Oh, that's the bathroom where I always leave hot water coming out. Just in case.
I have to wait.
Hot water always ready. Yeah, it's really cheap. I don't know if it's because we've got nuclear right by here. I don't know where Atlanta gets its electricity specifically, like what power source. We've got hydroelectric and nuclear in the state. So probably a
nuclear
mixture.
is like the most expensive.
We looked this up and it was difficult to argue with you, but I would imagine over time, without subsidies.
Well, we looked at this
nuclear just makes so much more sense.
It was multifaceted because
isn't it also about the volume of energy that can be created and the reliability? You know, you've got the nuclear, you've got energy on tap 24 hours a day, regardless of wind, sun, weather, time of day, and all that stuff.
So the thing that we looked at when we discussed it, like probably a year ago now, the site that we were at was like a literal anti-nuclear site. And their entire presupposition was that, well, if you assume that solar is always in use and has 100% efficiency, and then you assume nuclear is, in use and has efficiency, then actually solar is cheaper. And it's like, okay, well, what are their actual efficiency numbers? And that's the problem with wind and solar, is that they're not that efficient. They can't always gather power. Whereas if you have a nuclear plant, that's creating power always. It's always creating power. Barring some fucking, horrible thing. Like it's making power all the time.
It seems like the way to go.
It's the future. That's what I can't believe
we agree that there's probably a combo that is the way to go. Like solar, for example, produces the most power at times when air conditioners run. Might be a nice way to add a little extra capacity on top of nuclear.
Sure. Especially if I feel like we need those batteries that Elon Musk has too, charged up full of energy.
I thought you were an oil man. There's an oil man.
The oil should be powering our fucking vehicles and our aeroplanes and making all of our wonderful, like plasticky, magical devices that we create. But I hope we're not burning oil to fuel cities. You know what I mean? Like we're not turning electrical turbines with gasoline or diesel or something.
We do that with natural gas, right?
I don't know.
Do what?
That's how we power a lot of electricity, with natural gas and oil. And like, I think like Pennsylvania even uses a lot of coal. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how those.
China's all about coal. I've seen those graphs.
I guess they're all just boiling water though, right? It's just,
as far as I know. Yeah. And
so why not use the magic system that we figured out when brilliant minds were like, hey, look at this magic stick, boils water for basically ever. What do? Yeah. You just keep water around it for it to boil.
Pretty much.
But other than that, what do you do? Well, keep people from bombing it. And
there's some other ones that I like too that aren't always dug into. I'm stuck on this tidal stuff. So I'm influenced by the fact that I grew up on an island. And when the seawater raises, the water rushes around the island through the inlets fast. I'll make it up like 12 miles an hour, something like that. And then it goes the other way. It does this all day, every day, with the predictability that the sunrise and sunset hold. It's moon-based. And I'm like, why don't we harness this traveling water the way we do rivers and dams and stuff like that?
You need some buoys where you connect the cable to the seafloor, and you got your buoy. And then as it's lifted and dropped over and over, it can just be cranking out energy for us. But yeah, just a huge field of paddles that move back and forth, you would imagine would just be making
It
so
flows
much energy.
one direction for 6 hours and then the other direction for 6 hours.
Yeah, they just turn it. Yeah, I don't know why there
I
isn't
feel like
some
that would
sort of.
take a lot of space in the water, and someone could probably be like, "Oh yeah, that fucks with all the dolphins, or fucks with all the crabs, or something like that." I don't know
Seems
though.
like there's somewhere though that we could,
Yeah.
like make it like cut an inlet into the land and keep the fish out and still
Right.
use the
And I'm
tidal
like, this
forces.
Yeah, or
inlet's
build a
like-
nuclear power
The
plant.
inlet's 16 miles wide. We can't and not all of it's navigable. Some of it's kind of shallow.
Yeah,
Like you
I don't.
can't devote one of these miles to.
Let's just put like 10 nuclear power plants in North Dakota, like right next to Canada, and pipe it all right back. Hot piping nuclear power. They're going to be handing it out on street corners. Get your nuclear power, yeah. It's free,
You gotta-
it's cheap.
The transmission distances is the problem with that. That's
Yeah.
why you've got to. That's why you can't build them all out in Wyoming or something where you wouldn't mind so much if they melted down a
Maybe
little bit.
one in the middle of New York. Just one.
Just one. The bad one.
No,
over
a
there.
really good one. It's the safest. Everyone's talking about it.
It's the Trump. the Trump brand one. The Trump brand one.
Yeah, the Trump brand nuclear power plant. I would like
It's the hottest reactor in the world.
hottest reactor. I mean, nuclear power is just so much cooler than all the other powers that like the kid in me is like, do that one. Like do the one that's
It just seems
borderline
like
magic.
It seems like it's the one. It's the one where and they talk about nuclear waste. It's so little. It's so
Yeah.
little that it
Yeah,
creates.
but Kyle, you haven't considered how much less physical space it takes up than a giant field in the water or land.
I think the
A
wind,
nuclear power plant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't take up nearly as much space as like a wind farm or a solar
the
field.
capacity wind farm you would need. I think the wind farms are ugly. I really do.
They are.
And they put those in like populated areas. So I've driven through them before, and it's like
Wind farms?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kansas has a bunch of them, and they are an eyesore.
I drove past them coming back from Chicago. There's some in maybe Southern Illinois or somewhere on the way back from Chicago. We drove through a
Yeah.
wind farm.
We don't have
I've driven through a bunch of wind farms, and I usually think of them as in very unpopulated areas, farms. Well, it depends what populated is, right? If you got one farmer on 1,000 acres, is that populated? Like, to me, it's not.
No.
And every time I drive past those, like,
Texas.
like half of them are like, all right, so there's enough wind to move that one, but not you or you or you or you. Like, what the?
Yeah, I don't know why
what's
that
going
happens,
on
but
here?
I agree it happens. It
Yeah.
seems
Have you
like
ever-
always half are spinning.
Have you seen the video where there's two people on top of one of those, and it's spinning completely out of control and on fire, and they're
I-
hugging because they're about to die?
I saw a tornado hit one
Oh.
recently.
No, I did not see what the one you're talking about. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it is awful. They're
Were they
they're either
okay?
the no, they died.
They were every bit as good as those Israel refugees or Palestinian refugees.
There was a Hamas
Yeah, but these
soldier
guys
in
didn't
that
deserve it.
in that.
Yes,
plane.
there was one of them was a Hamas soldier.
Well, we can't confirm he's not.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any good people over there, Taylor. This,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. I remember a guy a while back was saying there was good people on both sides, and he got shouted down. Now all of a
Mhm.
sudden, good people on both sides over there. I don't know. I can't tell sometimes if I'm watching a YouTube channel that's run by a man or a machine.
Dude,
Uh,
yes. Sometimes I feel like I do tell before it's over, but the fact that I get 4 or 5 minutes in sometimes on the long end,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, this is AI. That it's accenting the wrong things, and it's not
Mhm.
following its own train of thought like you'd expect. And
That's the British
Mhm.
applicable, you piece of shit. Yeah, I don't notice sometimes, and what I want to see an example of. I keep hearing that there are like AI OnlyFans girls who are like just killing it.
Mm.
I need to see one of these fake women.
You need to
see
be
these
one
fake
of them.
women.
I bet we can
I
find
mean-
an example of an AI OnlyFans just like on Twitter. AI
I get-
only.
You just get that service that replies to your messages, and then just
The-
do they look real? You see some real ladies there.
But
Yeah, these are not. This is not AI. We've been hoodwinked.
you guys have been active on Tinder in your life. Do you ever get AI chatbots trying to scam you on Tinder? Because I thought that was a thing.
I've definitely gotten messages that were like clearly from just a random like they just some body out there just grabbed a photo from like an actress's website, threw it up, and then it's just like disjointed sentence with too many spaces in between words, where it'd be like, "Hey, space, what's new?" with like an exclamation point or something.
So
like
you think it was a person with a bad translate app or an AI?
You
it
can't
was
really
like
tell
not a
what
real.
it is.
Yeah, you can't tell 100%. But like if you look at the pictures and it's clear that it's like these are just headshots from like a woman who was, probably, an extra
be an
in the
actress.
80s.
You reverse
like,
image search
was-
the photos, and then you ask questions. And usually I can tell right away that something's up, so I just end the like. I'm not interested in finding out what scam you're running. Like as soon as I have a scent of a scam, I'm gone. Like oh, I'm doing okay. Having a hard time with my rent this month, Boop! Get the fuck out of here, you whore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get kicked out. Hope I
And then
hope-
other times it's like you're so fat you're real.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, no, you're real.
Yeah. I know that
Nobody
all
was
of
fake
you is
being
real. Yeah. It's like, man, if like the balls to get on a website for dating and like have a bio that's like, I'm really picky, teehee, and it's like, no, you're not. You eat everything in sight. You're like not
Oh my
even.
God.
You're not even.
So here's my
normal obese.
question:
You're
in middle
obese.
school, the ugliest girl in school liked my friend. He was actually a good-looking guy, but he was insulted by it, and I was like,
Oh.
I get why. Like, it's not like her vision is bad, right? Just because she's ugly doesn't mean you are. He's
Lisa
like,
Berger.
no, if the ugliest girl in school thinks she has a shot with you, she thinks you're the ugliest guy in school. That was his take. So, do you apply that at all? Like, if some fucking hamburglar goes in there and tries to,
I was going to ask
swipe
Taylor,
right on you,
I was almost going to ask him the exact same question. I was going to ask him, has he ever been hit on by a woman so ugly that it hurt his feelings?
yeah.
No, I take it all as a compliment.
Me too.
Like,
yeah. I it's been a long time, but I was once hit on by a guy, and I'm like,
He didn't.
Still got
he
it.
didn't bite.
Dude,
still got it.
if I was getting hit on by like fit gay guys, I'd be like, yeah, I got it.
yeah. It was.
But I'm not getting hit on by fit gay guys.
Just go to the public gym.
Should I? Ew, public gym, wait in line at machines. No.
I never waited in a line, but I was there at 2
Watch
in the
some
morning.
other guy finish his last 2 sets of squats.
I'd sooner
No.
buy my own milk than go to a public gym.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't work out in a home gym for 6-7 years and then go back to the peon nonsense.
Yeah.
That
I
is.
bet if you went to a nice one though, like I've got all the machines I want, I think, but still like there's some stuff at the big gym that I don't have. There's cool shit there. There's gigantic machines, and I don't know. I never minded.